Two Falls is a narrative exploration game which takes place in the wilderness of 19th century Canada. This demo introduces you to the two main characters, Jeanne and Macon, who you will switch between their point of views throughout the game. The story explores the conflict between Macon's people and the foreigners, as well as the conflict between the powers of nature and those who seek to disrupt its balance. The mechanics are focused on exploration and narrative choice. Though it is possible there will be combat in the game, I foresee it being very little, if any at all, based on what we saw in the demo. Even when there was opportunity for combat, we were only given the choice to run away, while an NPC took care of the danger. In both perspectives, we walked through the forest looking for clues of some sort, whether that was branches to start a fire with Jeanne, or following a trail of blood and inspecting a foreigner's camp with Macon. The controls were intuitive and the on-screen prompts were really easy to follow. Your choices will matter, and when they do, you'll know the impact that they're having on your characters and story. Like here, where I chose to respect the dead even though they'd been acting poorly. We chose to be trusting, and that impacted our character, and assumingly the choices that we have later in the story. The sound of Two Falls does a really good job of setting the mood. For the most part, we are met with pleasant ambient forest sounds, but when appropriate, the sound changes, adding tensions and grandiosity to the moments that deserve them. Welcome in, Ignatius. You can sit in my lap. I'm a huge fan of Northern throat singing, and we definitely get a touch of that in those more musical moments. The graphics are pleasing, bearing a painterly realism with a vivid palette. More than anything, though, I want to draw attention to the illustrations inside our journal. These feel very indigenous art inspired to me. I'm actually reading a book on the Arctic right now, and the author continues to talk about how well these hunters understand the anatomy and behaviors of animals and how that shows through in their art. And I think that's evident in this art. Since this game was showcased as part of Ludonarracon, it's no surprise that narrative is a huge part of it. During play, you switch between two characters, Jeanne and Macon. Jeanne is a Frenchwoman who has come to Canada through the fur trade and is seeking a new life in Nouvelle-France. Macon is an Innu hunter searching for what is disturbing his forest and his people. And the demo allows us a short time with each of these characters to get to know them a little bit. We begin with Jeanne and her companion Pierre in less than ideal conditions. Jeanne heads off into the woods to find kindling to start a fire, and finds a weird frozen patch before running back to Pierre, who sounds like he's in trouble. During Macon's POV, we come across an abandoned fur trader's camp, and yet again, a weird frozen patch. We learn from Macon's POV that there is a tale his elders have told him of a force that comes alive when the land is in danger, and widespread death follows in order to right the imbalance. And as I mentioned before, the decisions you make will have an impact on the story you tell. I'm excited to see how the paths of our two characters cross, and how they each deal with this freezing folkloric force. So far, the writing and characters are well crafted, and I think the forced comparison between the two will really add to the narrative. While it is clear that choices do matter, I'm unsure how much it changes the actual trajectory of the story, meaning I don't know if there's going to be different endings. However, it inherently opens up at least a second playthrough to see how those choices change your story, and even just seeing what characteristics get added to the characters. I'm a sucker for a Canadian story, and I'm especially interested in ones that explore some of our very specific cultures. Canada's huge, and we have a lot more variety than I think people think. I'm also a sucker for a game that educates, and this one clearly educates about the fur trade in Canada and those like early colonial moments. I want to point out that the creators of this game did work with Indigenous people both on the team as actors, writers, and musicians, as well as consulted with elders to make sure that the story they were telling aligns with the story that should be told, especially since one of our main characters is Innu, which is an Algonquin or Anishinaabe nation from northern Quebec. I think playing through the story with points of view from both sides will really add to the experience, and the art is gorgeous. If you like beautiful wilderness environments, dual POV stories, and a blend of history and folklore, Two Falls is a game for you. That's so scary to me.
Hey! Wait for me! Capitan!
Uh-oh.
Lord, I beg of you, you can't let me die. Oh no!
Oh. That was not a fun, like, slide down. Holy. 2 days earlier, okay. 35 kilometers away. Oh, we're gonna see Macon now. Totuskak, I'm sorry, homeland of the Innu people, has been scarred by the arrival of European outsiders. Its once familiar forests are now devoid of prey and haunted by an unnatural chill. Macon, a young, or Macon, I'm not actually sure, a young hunter-gatherer is sent by his great-grandfather to investigate the cause. Following the outsider's tracks, he uncovers a truth worse than he ever imagined.
A good friend once told me, never let fear or hate prevent understanding. But that day, I didn't want to understand. I wanted to wake up from a nightmare they created.
Find the source of the blood? Oh, I wanted to get up on that. I mean, there's less blood there. Did something glow? Oh no, it's just a reflection in the water. I don't see any more blood.
Oh,
Okay, found it.
that stench. Rotting meat?
Oh, they killed something and then they didn't even eat it? What'd they kill?
No! I'd seen death before, but this was something else.
Oh, they
Something
skinned
worse.
it and then didn't eat it. A Labrador wolf.
His remains were gaunt, like he'd been starving. Yet the white man hadn't eaten a single scrap of him. I could taste his agony amid the stench, see it in his eyes. His spirit was crying out in pain, begging to be freed from that decaying prison. His snow-white fur had been hacked off, not skinned. It felt as if his killers wanted to hurt him, even in death.
Or they just don't know how to skin things. This took a turn a little bit. I'm sorry, you deserved better, or I need to do something. I need to do something.
I have to warn great-grandfather. He'll know how to fix this.
Honoring animals, open codex. I don't know which one that is. Great-grandfather once told me that the wolves in Totuskak, are unlike those from the west. They hunt in larger packs, are hardier than other breeds, and better suited to the cold, rugged terrain of our homeland. Though we do not hunt them, they remain a sacred part of our home, and their lives deserve the same respect as any Inu person's. That, he says, is why my parents named me after them, so that I may share their resilience, their sense of community, and never forget how important my homeland is to me. If you like beautiful wilderness environments, dual POV stories, and a blend of history and folklore, Two Falls is a game for you.